everyone, welcome back to Humble Heart Horsemanship. My name is Sabrina. This is my horse Gunner, and that is Gemini over there. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the whole idea, really what it means when it has been snowing and it's freezing cold out and you come out and your horse has literally ice chunks in their mane and a bunch of snow on their back. So, to someone who doesn't know, they might look at my horses here and say, oh my gosh, that's animal neglect. That's awful. The horse looks like he's cold. And a lot of times that's just because we're uneducated and, we care about the animal and we're anamorphizing the animal. So giving human qualities to animals. And people do this a lot with horses too. So basically, I'm here to tell you that horses have an outer layer of hair that really acts like a water repellent coat of hair. So if you look here at Gunner's back, you see that he has snow on him, right? But really none of it's melted into his coat. It's literally just sitting on the outside of his coat. So he's not shivering. You don't see that there's a lot of snow that has melted on his body. And horses do not have the same as many sensitive nerves on their legs as we do. So he's not like standing in this cold snow feeling freezing or anything. And also, if your horse were to shiver, shivering is the horse's natural way to try to warm up their body themselves. He's not shivering though, Gemini isn't either. But what happens since they have this outer water repellent layer is that the snow actually insulates them. So you would not want to take your hand or your glove and start rubbing it in, because then it would penetrate past that outer layer that's water repellent, and then yes, your horse could get cold and it could go into the deeper regions of this beautiful thick luscious fur that Gunner has. So as long as the horse has access to a shelter, my horses have a 3-sided shelter over there, and as long as they have hay to eat to keep them warm in this type of temperature, I think it's about somewhere in the 20s right now. As long as your horses are eating forage to stay warm, they have a food source, they have access to a shelter, it is not cruelty or bad at all to keep your horse out in this kind of weather. So just keep that in mind. Now, if your horse didn't have access to a shelter and they're out in the middle of nowhere in this kind of weather and they do not have forage, then yes, that could be very concerning, because the horses need to eat the forage to stay warm. They gotta have food in their digestive system to help generate heat. They need those calories. You guys can also see that we have wind going on, and you can probably hear it. So if it's wet and windy and the horses don't have a shelter, that would be a time where you'd be concerned that the moisture in the water could get into their coat and just penetrate that outer water repellent layer. So see, we got some wind here, but it's not wet, if you know what I mean. It's not rainy, it's not pouring, and they do have access to a shelter, so I'm not concerned about them getting too cold out here right now. So here is Gemini. He is eating his grain, and see, he's got just as many. Look at that. Wow. There Gunner goes back into his shelter to go finish eating his hay, and there goes Gemini. So he's even got some on his butt. He's like, Mom, why are you looking at my butt? But I just wanted to share that with you guys to help you understand, because there's so much to know about horses, and to someone who wouldn't know that, you would never know that, So see, they're in here. Look at those cute little furry butts. Furry insulated butts. They're both in here right now eating their hay. And they get extra hay when the weather is this bad, so they both are going to get about 5 pounds extra of hay for this morning because it's so cold. We got a really low wind chill here today, but they have this is a alfalfa orchard grass mix, nice and high in calories, really green, really rich in nutrients for them, so this is going to help them stay warm. So I just want to jump on and share that with you guys. For those of you who don't know, it's just a very interesting thing to learn. Horses are incredibly strong, hardy animals as long as we give them access to all the things that they need. And those main three things are, water, food, and shelter. And if they have those things, and those things are set up for them, they can survive in really, really cold temperatures. So keep in mind that your horse does not feel the cold like you do, and that they're very hardy. And as long as you're providing water, shelter, and food for them, they will be just fine. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy learning a little bit about what we talked about today, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment. And Gunner here, this little dumpling, and Gemini. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.